This episode of Budget MTG Decks is sponsored by Card Market. Play hard, trade smart. Hi, welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All magic fun, all cards under $1. I'm David, and today we're once again going to be looking at 5 must-have magic cards you won't believe are under $1. Now, the reason why you probably wouldn't believe it is because these cards used to be quite expensive, but due to recent reprinting or recent reprintings, they've actually dropped to below $1. So now's the perfect time to pick them up. So let's have a look at the first card. Our first card is Swords to Plowshares. For a single white, it's an instant that allows us to exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Now this is arguably white's most powerful targeted removal spell. It's no wonder it was out of range for budget players for the longest time. A single white to exile any creature is absolutely insane. The modern equivalent of this, Path to Exile, costs almost $8, so it is unbelievable that this card is now under $1. So it's definitely the right time to pick it up. It's actually thanks to 2 rapid reprints after another, Masters 25 and Battle Bond, which means that now this powerhouse is finally available to us budget players as well. I'm very happy about that. Up next, Soul of New Phrexia. For 6 mana, it is a 6/6 Trampler. And for 5 mana, we can make sure that all our permanents gain indestructible until the end of turn. Additionally, if it's in the graveyard, we can exile it by paying 5 mana, and then also permanents will gain indestructible until the end of turn. Now, thanks to the 2018 Commander Precon Exquisite Invention, this card has finally dropped to below $1. Now, fitting it in any deck, it can protect your board indefinitely, and it's actually also a powerful beater to boot. It was part of the cycle of Soul of with all the different colors, but arguably this is simply the most valuable card of the bunch, and every single deck would love to have it. Myriad Landscape is next. It's a land that enters tapped, taps for a colorless mana, but we can pay 2 mana and tap it to sacrifice it, and that will allow us to search our library for 2 basic land cards that share a land type, and then put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle our library. Now, this is another card that was really expensive because it could fit in any deck, and it also uniquely ramps and color fixes you, while it only takes up a land slot in your deck and not a spell slot, which makes it, of course, super handy. Sure, it puts lands onto the battlefield that have to be the same basic type, but that's hardly a downside in all but the most color-hungry decks. The next card is Memory Plunder. For 4 hybrid mana, being either blue or black, it's an instant that allows us to cast target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Now, Dimir players must rejoice, as there's nothing quite like responding to an opponent's play with a Memory Plunder. There are other cards which allow you to play instants or sorceries from your graveyard, but this card is quite unique because it hits your opponent's graveyards, which usually will mean you will have far more targets if you're playing a multiplayer game. And it also cheats the spell into play because you don't have to pay the mana cost of the spell that you want to play. And it's also instant speed, which means that not only can you respond to your opponents doing things, but actually you can pick a sorcery spell and ignore the timing restrictions. Nothing quite like responding to an opponent's full-on attack by targeting their board wipe and wiping the board. And finally, we move on to Beast Within for 2 and a green. So for 3 mana, it is an instant that allows us to destroy target permanent, and its controller is going to create a 3/3 Beast Creature token. Now, the fact that they get a 3/3 Beast Creature token is usually completely irrelevant. This second piece of removal on the list made the cut because it is that broken. Now, green is usually not allowed to have creature removal outside of fight mechanics, and this card hits absolutely anything at instant speed and also only for 3 mana, which means clearly somebody made a mistake designing this card, but that won't stop players including it in every green commander deck they will ever build. Well, those are 5 must-have magic cards you won't believe are under $1. Now, these cards are very powerful and they're bound to go back up because they are format staples. So if you are going to go pick them up, we suggest that you go to cardmarket.com. Why? Because we did the research, and this is simply the place where you can get the cards for the cheapest. It's not one store, it's all the stores together competing in price, and then you can pick out whichever store has the cheapest price for your card. So that is the reason why we always build our decks from cardmarket.com. You can check out the link in the description below. Also join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to talk to us, let us know which cards are coming out, what you're excited about, which cards you picked up. Let us know, we can have discussions right there. And of course, subscribe to us here for the most powerful decks and advice everyone can afford. If you do, don't forget to hit the little bell button to be notified when a new video comes out. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm David, and this was Budget MTG Decks.